Hi, it's Paul, and today I'm an old man with a bit of an admission. I've finally succumbed to the marketing phenomenon that is the Chinese diesel heater, and I've bought one. I have got myself an 8 kilowatt, 1224 volt, all-in-one parking heater with app and remote control, LCD display, low noise, fast heating for camper van, RV, boat, truck, garage, tent. Interesting. We'll come back to that. It's Gearlasso, Gearlasso, apparently, and I got it off Amazon. I did not get it off TikTok Shop. I am not selling it on TikTok Shop. I have no interest in it on TikTok Shop. I'm not selling it at all. I bought mine, that's it. If you want one, I'll put a link. Actually, I'll make a blog post and put it over on that, because if I put a link in the description, I'll have to call this an advert, and I don't want it to be an advert. Let's move on. So, I'm going to quickly run through what I got in the box. I hate unboxings, but I want to explain that what I got in the box is more than what it tells you on the Amazon site, which I think is a mistake on their behalf. So, yeah, let's crack on. So this is what I got laid out on the bench. I guess obviously maybe the heater itself is the big red thing with the black handles and the black cap on it. And then it's got all the component parts that come with it. So we've got the outlet ducting, which is the standard corrugated sort of aluminium foil coil wound thing. It's got a nice exit cap on the end of it. Next to that, from left to right, we've got the air intake sort of filter assembly, intake assembly. We've got the air intake tube, which is a similar foil type corrugated tube. And then just to the right of that, we've got some fiberglass based exhaust wrapping tape. Next to that, in blue in a bit of see-through packaging, is a hole cutter, 25mm hole cutter that suits the exhaust pipe and the air intake pipe. And it works, although the drill bit broke on first use. Then we got an exhaust silencer, or muffler as our people across the water would like to call it. Various clips and screws and bolts and bits and pieces, self-tappers, enough to just about secure all the exhaust and air intake and bits and pieces fairly rudimentarily. I don't like the clips on it. I've bought new clips, and you'll see them when I finally install it. I've also bought some fire cement to seal the exhauster, because that's important to me. Again, we'll come back to that. Then if I shove the picture up a bit, you can see it's got the exhaust pipe, about a foot of that maybe, and a cable for connecting to a battery if that's what you want to do with it. And as I say, rather strangely, none of that is mentioned in the description on Amazon. It doesn't talk about any of that. Next to the slight side, we've got the power adapter, 222 40 volt power adapter with a 12 volt output, which you can use to connect it. Again, that shows on the description as an image, but it doesn't actually explain it in the description. So there you go. So that's what you get in it, in addition to a manual and a fault finding sheet. And it all appears very good. I've actually had it up running. That's not in this video, that's in the next video. But I want to talk about a couple of things before I go, and I also want to read you a bedtime story out of this. First, it's a diesel heater. It heats by burning diesel. So, it creates products of combustion. The same as your gas cooker, your gas boiler, your wood burning stove. Anything that burns a fuel, pretty much. Your car engine, your truck engine, your van engine, your tractor engine. They all create products of combustion. One of those is carbon monoxide, which isn't particularly good for you. There's a number of them that aren't particularly good for you, and depending on what you're using, if it's a truck or a car these days, it has to have all the anti-pollution device and all the rest of it. This doesn't. This just has the stuff burning inside the combustion chamber and the products of the combustion coming out of the exhaust. So, when I see adverts on social media showing someone with it standing in the middle of a tent with no apparent exhaust coming out of it, no pipe work, that's kind of worrying. Then I see one with someone in a van, with it apparently standing in the middle of the van. And yes, I know they have bottom exit exhaust and it might go out through the floor, but that's not the case in a tent. Anyway, the important thing is one cannot have the products of combustion out of this thing exiting into the same breathing space that one is trying to exist in, because that doesn't work. One will cease to exist. So I'm not going to rant on about it. There are sort of bits and pieces that talk about it in this, but bear in mind, I'm going to read to you again the use case that it's got on the Amazon site in the title, and it says low noise fast heating for camper van, RV, boat, truck, garage, tent. Let me read you a story. Introduction. Application fields of heater. The air heater will not be affected by the engine and will be installed in the following vehicles on the premise of following the heating power. Chinese conversion of English using some form of Google Translate, I would think. It's a lovely quality manual, but Various natures of automobile and trailer, construction machinery, agricultural machinery, ships and boats, limousine. Okay. Purpose of heater. Preheating and defrosting the glass. Heating and insulating the following areas: driving cab, working cabin, ship cabin, cargo warehouse, within the personnel or team carrier, limousine. The heater cannot be applied in the following occasions regarding the regulations for functions: long time and continuous heating, living room, garage. Well, hang on a minute, it says garage on the Amazon site. Home ship, etc. I've no idea what home ship is. Maybe some sort of narrowboat or something. Heating or drying. Okay, it's a heater. You mustn't use it for heating or drying. Okay. Blow hot air to the container. So it mustn't blow hot air to a container. So I genuinely, I do not understand any of that. All I know is that because it burns diesel, it outputs carbon monoxide amongst a bunch of other things, and that stuff will not do you any favours. It needs to be exiting out into the atmosphere. If it's going to be installed in a van, in a house, in a garage, in a workshop, in a cargo ship, in a limousine, whatever, the exhaust needs to exhaust on the outside, where the heater, the heated air, may be on the inside. I am a little confused because I saw someone ranting on TikTok the other day that these absolutely must not be used inside. Okay. I have an Eberspacher unit that I've had about 20 years, which is what this is based on. The Eberspacher and Webasto units. This is what these are based on. The patent ran out, as I understand it, and the Chinese copied it, which is standard procedure. It's a sealed combustion unit. It's a sealed burner unit. The combustion takes place inside the unit. The diesel is burned inside the unit. The air comes in from outside, and the burnt gases go out to outside. Very much the same as your balanced flue boiler. If you have a balanced flue boiler, your gas is burnt inside the boiler, inside your house, conventionally. And these do the same. My Eberspacher heater sat under the seat of my van for donkey's years. Then I got a new van and it was in the back of the van. Then I got another van and it was in the side door of the van. And I had it in a million different places in different vans, slight exaggeration, but always inside. Always had a carbon monoxide meter, little one. I have a carbon monoxide meter that I'm going to put in the garage, and I have one that I'm going to put in here because I will alternate it between the two sites eventually, depending on where I'm working. But as far as I'm concerned, it is a sealed combustion unit that draws air in through the intake tube and exhausts gas through the outlet or exhaust tube, and thus, as long as those tubes are sealed, and it's been sealed correctly in the unit, in the factory, let's cross our fingers on that, but let's also put a carbon monoxide tester in. As long as it's all sealed up correctly, I see no reason why it should not be installed inside a space. As long as, drone, again, the exhaust exhausts outside the space, and ideally the air intake comes in outside the space, because otherwise, if you're burning the air that's inside your space, you're burning the air that you're trying to breathe at the same time. Not as dangerous as carbon monoxide, but not great. If you run out of oxygen in the atmosphere, things don't tend to work right. So my plan is to use it in my garage, as it says on the description on Amazon. My plan is also to use it occasionally in here when it gets sufficiently cold. And I know I'm opening myself to all sorts of malarkey now, but if anyone has a very good reason, provable reason, evidenced reason that this should not, or ones like it, should not be installed inside, as long as the exhaust and the air intake are going to the outer atmosphere, not the outer atmosphere, that would be in space, but the atmosphere outside the location, I would like to know. I would be interested to know. I might even take a bit of notice of you if you can prove it. But as I say, the most important thing to me, because I'm not going to be able to prove effectively whether it leaks or not without a lot of messing about and pressure testing, which I don't really want to get into. So I will be installing a carbon monoxide tester in both locations, and I will also have another one that I carry with it if ever I go and stand it out in the car or whatever, if I'm down paddleboarding and I want to take it with me and warm up after a paddle or something like that. Anyway, I feel I've rambled on, as always, enough on this one. I will do a blog post at some point with a link to it, but it's Gearlasso, Gearlasso on Amazon. Like I say, I paid 115. Today it's 119, 2 days later, on the 9th of January 2026. So go Google it or go Amazon search it and see what you find. There's other ones that come in cheaper. As I say, I got this one. It was the cheapest one with the app. It was the cheapest one that also had the 240 volt adapter on it, even though it's not mentioned. Okay, enough's enough. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.